Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Before we begin, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. You've seen Kelly Ripa laugh through mornings for decades. The quick jokes, that familiar energy, that makes the coffee taste warmer to millions. But last week, something happened that made that laugh quiet. A hospital corridor, a single phone call, a family rushing toward a room they never expected to enter. Tonight, we step behind the headlines beyond the sound bites into the moments Kelly chose to finally break her silence. Pause. Cut to archival footage of Kelly smiling on set. This isn't tabloid spectacle. It's a story about fragility, about the suddenness of life's alarms, and the steady thread of family that pulls us through. And in the next minute, you'll hear the words she said that made viewers around the country hold their breath. Stay with me. Picture a Tuesday morning. Cereal bowls, a dog on the rug, the usual scramble to school and meetings. For many of us, emergencies feel distant, like thunder we hear but don't expect to strike our house. For Kelly's family, that thunder arrived in the form of a phone call that changed the rhythm of a day. We'll walk through the timeline the family has shared, and those they haven't, not to pry, but to honor the humanity in their choices. Because emergencies don't care about fame or camera lights. They care about breaths, time, the small mercies of good doctors, and the quiet courage of loved ones. But what happened next? A decision in the hospital corridor is what will stay with people for weeks. We'll get there. Low light, sound design, fate phone ring, then silence. You know that exact inflection when a caller's voice is different. It's shorter, sharper. I need you. That makes everything else drop. Kelly described that call as an arrow, sudden, precise, impossible to ignore. Even someone used to the business of live television can feel the ground shift beneath them. When family health is at stake, hand dialing, close-up of a face, cars starting, the script of everyday life is ripped open, roles reverse, priorities sharpen. The audience watching at home can recognize the sound of those first minutes, the scramble, the directions, the question, how bad is it? What Kelly didn't say on the first call, she saved for later. And you'll understand why when we talk about the next hour. Cutaways to hospital exterior at night. A hospital run is strange. It's both frantic and eerily ritualized. You move faster and yet every step is calculated. Kelly's family described that transit not as a blur, but as a tunnel of small decisions. Who drives, what to bring, who to call. The world outside continues humming, unaware. B-roll, hands gripping a steering wheel, a watch ticking. For many viewers over 60, that tunnel will feel familiar. We've made similar morning runs ourselves, for parents, for friends. That shared memory makes Kelly's story resonate deeper. This isn't a celebrity problem. It's a human one. Cliffhanger. At the hospital entrance, something unexpected happened. A meeting with a doctor that changed everything. Wait until you hear Kelly's description of that room. There's a peculiar hush that comes when physician closes a door. Medical language can be clinical, but often it is the delivery, the tempo of the sentence that determines how you remember it. According to Kelly, the doctor spoke carefully, eyes meeting hers. Those small gestures became anchors. B-roll, hands folded, a white coat, a nameplate. What makes these moments unbearable is not the clinical detail, but their implications. We're doing everything we can carries hope and fear in equal measure. When Kelly later spoke publicly, she highlighted not the medical terms, but the human tone, and that is what moved millions. Then the family faced a decision that would require uncommon clarity in the fog of worry. Families are sometimes mythologized as smoothly knitted units. The truth is more textured. Loyalty, love, and inevitable friction. In the hospital waiting room, Kelly and her loved ones had to make a choice together. For a family in the public eye, decisions are layered with privacy concerns and the pressure of expectation. Bureau family hands on a table, a whispered conversation. For viewers in their 60s, the weight of such choices may evoke memories of sitting by a parent's bedside, of holding a hand, of realizing that the person you know is also a patient. Kelly's family chose together, and in that choice, there was bravery. Cliffhanger. But after they chose, an unexpected complication surfaced. something the team hadn't anticipated. That twist set the next chapter in motion. Just when you think a path is clear, life introduces a wrinkle. The hospital team called a complication, the family called a test. It was the kind of small medical shift that can feel enormous in the moment. An extra hour? An unexpected scan? The refrain of "we need to monitor." B-roll IVs, monitors clock. Those who've weathered long hospital waits know the psychology. Hope is a fragile candle. Each update is a gust of wind. Kelly's openness about this setback, how she walked the hallways, how she breathed, allowed viewers to see a public figure practice private endurance. Cliffhanger. And then, at the most vulnerable hour, something utterly human happened that made every headline afterward feel inadequate. Inside that bustling hospital, Kelly described a single quiet moment, a small exchange with a nurse, a hand on a shoulder, a whispered laugh through tears. That silence, little as it was, became a lifeline. It's these human touches that remind us what care actually is. Nurse holding a clipboard, two people smiling faintly. For many in our audience, I imagine you've been comforted by a stranger's kindness, the volunteer offering coffee, the orderly who remembered your name. Kelly's story captured that universal truth. Care is often ordinary people being extraordinary, and out of that hush came a revelation Kelly chose to make public, not for attention, but to give a voice to the quiet heroes. Why did Kelly break her silence? For celebrities, it's rarely simple. Press cycles, speculation, the desire to protect loved ones. She told audiences she spoke because silence allowed rumors to grow and truth handled gently can soothe the community. B-roll, Kelly on set, audience clapping. That choice to speak is a powerful one. When a familiar face shows vulnerability, it gives us permission to feel our own. For viewers in their 60s who may value dignity and discretion, this choice has particular resonance. The balance between privacy and solidarity. Cliffhanger. But not everyone welcomed the statement in the same way. The reaction sparked a debate that forced Kelly to clarify something she hadn't planned to discuss. In our social age, every public word is a potential headline. Kelly's candid comments received both empathy and critique. Some question what should be shared. Others use kindness. She responded not with fire, but with grace, reminding viewers that people can disagree and still care. Social media feeds common highlights, blurred generic. For the 60 to 65 crowd who remembers slower news cycles, this may seem new and unnerving, but Kelly's steadiness modeled something timeless. Answer with honesty, not outrage. That approach softened critics and rallied supporters in surprising numbers. That strength was crucial because the family soon faced a decision that would bring them closer than any headline could. Families become circles where strength flows. Kelly's family, parents, children, her husband, became one. In the waiting room, stories were told to distract, hands were held to comfort, and memories were revisited to steady everyone's feet. B-roll family album photos, a child's drawing taped to a wall. For viewers our age, those circles are sacred. We know the power of a family that shows up, and we know how significantly that presence shifts outcomes emotionally and often practically. And yet, within that circle, someone made a surprising admission, a confession that would reshape how the family moved forward. Under pressure, people revealed tender truths. One family member admitted fear. Another admitted regret. Kelly later said that confession was not a breakdown, but a breakthrough. Honesty unblocked the way forward. Confession in such moments can be galvanizing. It's a cleansing of the soul. For an audience who's lived through decades of highs and lows, this is recognizable. The act of naming a fear often dissolves its power. The family made an unusual choice to pause work commitments, to rearrange schedules, to let go of small obligations. In an era that values constant productivity, such intentional slowing is radical. Kelly said it felt like a small miracle to step off the conveyor belt and tend to what truly mattered. For viewers in there,